What's going on, YouTube? How's it going? It is Matt from MM Sales or MMC on YouTube. Just trying this whole StreamYard thing out. I'm just like giving it a test run. Haven't dived in yet with the premium services. You can see that little StreamYard logo up there. Hey, I've got 4 people watching. What's up, guys? Good to see you here. Let me see if I can get the live chat going here. So I'm just like using StreamYard for the first time, trying to figure out how this works. So I do have everybody's names from this week's auctions. I did 2 auctions this week, one at my regular time on Thursday night, and I did a little mini auction with the Comic Book Kid on YouTube. Shout out to Miggy at the Comic Book Kid on Instagram, rather. A couple hours with him last night. So I put everybody's names from both of those auctions into a raffle, and we're going to pull their names for some free comic books. Here are the free ones I have for today. Chadwick Boseman, Spawn 311. Wow, it's not backwards like it is on Instagram. It's better already. Cool Red Sonja sketch cover. I'm not sure which issue that is, but it's pretty cool. Mars Attacks Red Sonja #1. Marvel Comics Presents #7, second printing with rain on the cover. That one's pretty cool. Looks like an Adam Hughes Superman. Superman #1, Adam Hughes. The cats are trying to get out. We do have some guest appearances from the kittens today. If they'll behave, maybe they can show up in a moment. And then Strange Academy #1, 4th printing I have here. So welcome to everybody watching live or watching on the replay. We're going to give away some books. And I've also got some mail to open up. If you'll bear with me. Oh, yeah, and I'm going to play some music. Hopefully it won't get me booted off. Here's my mail, including a mystery unboxing. So we're gonna do that together. It's gonna be fun. So let's see. One of you guys in the live chat, which do you want to see first, mail call or raffle? Which should we do first? What's it gonna be? What's your pleasure? Anybody want to chime in with their vote? I've got 7 people watching. Thank you for watching, guys. You guys want to see some mail opened up, or you want to see some raffles? It sort of depends on whether you got skin in the game. Were you at my auctions this week to see if you're going to win something, or were you not and you just want to see what I got in the mail? Do I have any comments yet? Nobody? 8 people watching. I think I'm supposed to be. Oh no, I'm just broadcasting on YouTube. I haven't paid or figured out the workaround to make it broadcast on Instagram at the same time. So shout out to people following me here. I also want to do a quick reminder that this book is still to be given away. This 9.8 ASM 375 is still going to be given away at my 3,000 subscriber point on Instagram. We're not quite there yet. So if you don't currently follow me on Instagram, I am followable there on mmcomicauction50. There is a post on my site there to sort of, tag some friends and get in the running to win that bad boy. As soon as I hit 3K followers, I will be pulling a raffle for that one. And there's an additional bonus entry if you find the YouTube video in my YouTube videos about basically just subscribing to me here on YouTube. So one or the other way, we're gonna get that given away. Oh shit, I just found your comments, you guys. Damn, sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. This is my learning curve for StreamYard. Now I see you guys here. Zach Attack, thank you for being here. Jane, what's going on? If it's for free, it's for you. Right on, right on. E and Cena, Ed is here. What's going on, guys? Man, I felt so lonely for a second and I didn't see you guys were already here. Shannon's here for the win. Dudes, good to see you. Strange, Jay says. Almost looks like what got delivered to Ed. Yeah, so great minds think alike, Ed. You gotta get on heavy on that mail call, man. It's always a good day when you have a good haul in your mail call. Am I right? No Hollow says raffle first. Zach says mail call first. Uh-oh. Do random raffles through the mail. Interesting. Combination idea. Combination. Raffles through the mail. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the raffle just so that people tuning in just for that purpose can go about their day after the raffle. So one of the benefits of doing it here on YouTube is I get to share the screen with you. So let's see if that works. What music am I jamming? It's this is Alton Ellis. What Does It Take? It's kind of like a classic dub playlist on Spotify. One of the things about this music that I love, besides just being great music anyway, but YouTube doesn't, it's not like current pop music or whatever, so it's a little bit obscure. So hopefully the YouTube robots won't come and get me for playing this music. So hope you enjoy it as well. But let's see if I can share my screen now. Okay, looks like I'm showing you random.org. And I'm even gonna put myself in a little, yeah, now you can see me and random.org. How amazing is that? And then someday I'm gonna figure out how to make there be like background around me here and stuff. It's gonna be total prime time. It's gonna be awesome. I'm even gonna have like some nice lighting, and I'm gonna be dressed in nicer clothes and everything. It's gonna be crazy. In the future, I can see it now. There's gonna be slabs behind me, and the whole thing is gonna be an A+ operation. But for now, we'll make do with what we have. Let's randomize for some winners here. The first person is going to get the Spawn 311 Chadwick Boseman tribute cover. And I have put in the names. This is kind of like shorthand for the folks who were in both of my auctions. So let's see, up until Xander's was my Thursday auction, and then these folks, One Up, Blood Blues, Dan Rodriguez, Dynamite, Kentucky Metal, and Mr. Esco were all new people from my Sunday auction. So I'm combining all of y'all. This is the first test randomized. This one doesn't count, okay? Okay, so sorry, Captain, that one didn't count. But here's 39 people from both auctions combined. These are the folks with the chances, and these are their Instagram handles, of course, the chances of winning these books. So let's try it the first time. Let's see, are you guys still with me? Still working out? Can you win multiple times? No, Jay. So what happens if your name gets picked twice is you'll get the option, if you're watching live, to choose between your, basically choose the one you want if you're lucky enough to win twice. But I do want to spread the love around as much as I can and try to give multiple people the chance of winning. So here we go. Let's do it. First winner of Spawn is going to be Dynamite. Dynamite. I think that was her. I think it's a she, Dinah. That was her first auction with me. So congratulations, Dinah, on picking up a freebie as well. Freebie raffle. Okay, congrats, Dinah, on your free book. And thank you for joining me on a Sunday. Here's a cool Red Sonja sketch Virgin cover. I think it might be part of the Mars Attack series. That one is going to go to Xander's. Xander's, I think you're in the room if that's you, Zach Attack, or maybe that's a different Zach, or maybe I have my Z's confused. I can't remember if Xander's is a Zach or not. But we're going to give this one to Xander's. Raffle. Thank you, Xander's. Okay, next one is going to be this Mars Attack. Mars Attack's Red Sonja. Going to go to Longbox, Love Affair. Longbox is going to take this one. My cats are like, why am I trapped in this room with you, you maniac? My girlfriend was like, I need a break from the cats. Can you take them? I'm like, I'm going live. She's like, okay, we'll put them in your room. I'm like, okay, I guess my comics will try to survive a half an hour locked up with the cats. We'll see how that goes. Marvel Comics Presents #7, second print. Nice rain cover. I wonder if that character's ever going to take off. It would be really cool, I think. That one's going to go to Tim Sue. Tim, congratulations. Tim, raffle winner. Katie's getting into the bubble wrap. I don't know if you can see her back there. I'll pull my camera on her in a second. Congrats, Tim. Adam Hughes Superman, number 1. This one is going to go to Ed. Congratulations, Ed. I know you're watching. Congratulations, my friend. You and Shannon just pooled your odds. Pooled your odds of winning a book. So one of you guys went out. I'm glad. E and Cena. Ooh, that's going to make your package a little heavy. I'll try to still make it into the priority shipper for you, so we don't have to bump up a shipping class. Worst comes to worst, I'll hold it for you, and it can go in your next shipment or something like that. So you don't have to pay like $6 extra for a freebie. All right, last but not least, Strange Academy number 1, 4th printing. I want to say that's the Walmart variant in a red background. I think that's what that art was from. And that's going to go to One Up. My brother in Hawaii, that is, I believe, Street Food Norm. One Up Comics is getting a freebie. So thank you, One Up, for, I think he joined in the, oh my God, they're causing a mess. He joined in the mini auction with the kids. So thanks for joining, Norm, and congratulations on your freebies. So once again, guys, to recap, let me get out of this menu here. To recap, we've got One Up getting the Doctor Strange Academy. I just made up that title, Doctor Strange Academy, right? Ed and Cena getting the Adam Hughes Superman. I got Tim taking the Marvel Comics Presents. I've got Longbox taking the Mars Attacks Red Sonja. Xander's on the other Red Sonja, and Dinah on the Chadwick Spawn. So congratulations, guys, one and all. My cats are not for sale. They are priceless. They're like my Tiger Kings. They're like my exotic animals, such as they are. Let's see, what do we got here in the comments? Digging the jams, no hollow. You should check out Joe. Oh, let me highlight this. Wow, how cool is this StreamYard shit, you guys? This is working for me. I like it. Digging the jams. You should check out Joey Quinones. Has a modern oldie sound, but he's a huge dub fan. Nice, dude. That sounds great. That sounds great. Good call. All right, let's open some mail. Folks who are still with me, thank you for hanging out. Let's see what we got. Let's do this Boxed Heroes box, because full disclosure, this freebie that I'm giving away at 3K followers on Instagram came from Boxed Heroes. Shout out to Boxed Heroes. I was apparently a grand prize winner, and whenever I win something, whenever I get lucky like that, you know what I mean, I tend to want to pass it on to my people, because I didn't have to pay a lot for it. It's easier for me to part with. Whoops. Hope that didn't mess anything up. It's easier for me to part with an expensive book if I didn't have to pay top dollar for it. You know what I mean? So that was a prize from Boxed Heroes. I subscribe to Boxed Heroes. They don't pay me to say this, but I think it's fun to, as a reseller, to get mystery boxes, because, I like mystery boxes as much as the next person, and it gives me some sort of surprise inventory. Sometimes, you get lucky and you get some really cool stuff for your money. And it just kind of switches up. Wow, these both look, are these oversized? No, these are regular size boxes. But it switches up the inventory you have available. Sometimes you get some store exclusives. Sometimes you get some high grade stuff you can grade or sell or whatever. So I get 2 boxes a month from Boxed Heroes. And they're one of the better, more consistent mystery boxes for my money. And when you subscribe to them, you get an extra free book per package. And so that's a bonus as well. And then I think you get free shipping if you get 2 boxes instead of 1. So basically, they have roped me into buying 2 of their boxes a month. So let's see what I got. I'm gonna open both of them at the same time, and we'll rifle through them all together. All right. Oh, I don't want to put it on the computer. I'm gonna mess up the broadcast. So let's see what we got here. My cat's looking very interested in coming up here in a second. So you might get a guest appearance real quick. All right, I've got 10 people watching. Thanks for being here, everybody. This is fun. It's always more fun to open the mail with friends, you know? All right, so here's one box, here's a box. Let's see what we got. Whoa, you got a cat appearance. We got a cat appearance, but she's now behind the computer. So you caught a little cameo. That was a cameo appearance. Okay, here's box number 1. Ready? Okay, I already have this book, but I do really like it. Marvel Action Chillers #1. I have a few copies. This adds to my copies. Also, all of these books come in Mylar, and they tend to be very high grade, which is a bonus. Speaking of bonus, this is the subscriber bonus book. So because I subscribe, I get, I believe, a 7th book. Otherwise, I would get 6. So this is my subscriber bonus book for this box. I like that book. It's Riri and Doctor Strange. If they ever show up in movies or whatever, I bet that book will be significant. Probably relatively low print because it's a Marvel action book. Love this book here. Ooh, newsstand, Punisher War Journal #7. High grade. Not too shabby in a newsstand, guys. I love this cover. Is this Jim Lee? Of course it is. I love that. I'm going to check it out and check out if I might want to submit that one because I would love to have it in high grade slab. The Monster of Frankenstein #3, sorry. Nice Plug cover. Again, pretty nice shape. Not super high grade on that one, but nice mid-grade looking. Monster of Frankenstein 3. Here I've got a Shang-Chi Timeless variant, Alex Ross. I'm definitely collecting these. I'm putting together multiple sets of the Alex Ross Timeless, so this helps. This definitely helps. Black Widow, Widow Sting #1 variant. Tony Infante variant. So that is not the most recent Black Widow series. It must be one previous. Looking pretty nice. I like that cover. Okay, X of Swords. This is X-Men 11. No, this is the Cokes variant cover for X of Swords Part 11. I don't know if that's X of Swords or if it's X-Men or what. I think it's X-Men, X of Swords Stasis #1 Cokes variant. That's what it is. Got a Null is Coming, Web of Venom, Empire's End #1. I think I'm still in my first box here. I'm not sure. Batman 102. Cool. I just sold some of these last night. This is the first full appearance of the Widowmaker. My cat is so close to making a cameo, you guys. Let's try to get her over here. Hi, baby. It's okay. Come on. Come on. Good kitty. Good kitty. Now we've got the cat action. Yeah, Shang-Chi is looking like Rambo in that. Now we've really got the YouTube magic. It's just turned into a cute cat video. Comic. Oh, and my other cat is really wanting to leave the room, but she's going to hang out. She is a tortie, Zach. Yeah, she is. Very rare. The collector in me takes great pride in her being a tortie because apparently that's a rare variant of cats, so to speak. Okay, let's burn through this, guys, because my cats are getting restless. Let's get through this here. Wow, this seems like a lot of books. Maybe it's more than 7. I got a crossover #1 variant. Do it, adapt it. I love it. I mean, cats are great. Mighty Morphin #1. I think this might be into box 2, I'm not sure. Batman 3 Jokers #3. Subscriber, okay, maybe that was box 1. Now this is box 2, maybe? I don't know, they're very generous with the books on these ones. Subscriber bonus book, Scotty Young, Spider-Woman 5. I like that, Scotty. It's like a negative. It's almost like a John Tyler Christopher Scotty Young. That's cool. New Teen Titans #17. Werewolf by Night #1. I like that cover. Jeffrey Verigi, who's been doing all those sort of native style books. Got a Taskmaster #1. My girl, okay, yeah, I've already seen those comments. Power Rangers #1. Thor #9, Fortnite. Didn't have this one before. That's kind of cool. It's one of those books I was like, I'm gonna pass on the Fortnites, and then I see them and I'm like, actually, I kind of like that. Black Widow MCU variant. Ooh, Black Widow 3. I like that ScarJo looking variant. Jen Bartel. I love Jen Bartel, guys. I'm gonna start collecting her, I think, because I keep getting I just love her coloring. I love that kind of you know what this reminds me of? Her coloring reminds me of John Wick, like fluorescent blue with like sort of light pink kind of vibe. It's hot, super hot. Oh man, I love this cover. Jenica 2 #1, the Eastman variant. Love that one. Wolverine #1, Black, White, and Blood. And then they're giving me some doubles here. Not so happy with that. We got 3 Jokers 3. I already have this in the other box. It's okay, Sandy. It's all right. I know you want to go. Lucy's hanging out. Sammy's causing a ruckus. Okay. Those were my mystery boxes. Not too bad. It's a lot of books. My only gripe is that it's a lot of books that it's a lot of recent books I already ordered pretty heavy on. So like they're books I'm already trying to sell copies of, if you know what I mean. So not a lot of like novel inventory for me to work with there, but what are you gonna do? Still some cool stuff. So let's keep moving here. We got something from Comics Elite. All right, that's more kind of exclusive variant fodder, perhaps. Let's see what we got. Very oversized Gemini here. So we've got a lot of comic books in here, and we got a freebie here, which is a Wonder Woman Dead Earth poster. I've never seen this. I heard great things about that series. I love this art. It's pretty cool. I might let Samantha out because she's not the one that we're afraid of tearing up the curtains. We're more afraid of Lucy tearing up the curtains. So Samantha can go out. Here you go, baby. Lucy's gonna hang out with me. All right. Let's see what we got from Comics Elite. Anybody have any Thanksgiving plans? Are you gonna travel? Are you gonna stay put? Are you quarantining? What are we doing? What are we doing for Thanksgiving? My girlfriend and I are like frantically, planning to go down to Jersey. But we're like, coordinating our COVID tests and the family's COVID tests and quarantining. We bought 2 weeks worth of groceries so we don't have to go to the grocery store. Trying to do it as responsibly as possible, but it's, it's a bit crazy. Okay, looks like I got some punchline stuff in here. Let's see what we got. All right, I got the Punchline Joker Jesus. Controversial cover. I'm into it. Love purple covers. There's a second copy. How many did I go for here? Okay, and then I got a set. So I got 2 of the regular price, and then I got a set with the white cover and the sketch. So I went pretty heavy on the Joker Jesus. And then I just picked up a few of these kind of spec play here because they were very cheap on their site. Agents of Atlas #2. I just think as soon as Agents of Atlas starts heating up, that, you know, we are gonna have more value on covers like these with Silk and Amadeus Cho. And is this Luna Snow? Is that Luna Snow or Wave? I think it's Luna Snow. And it's an homage cover. So I just picked up a few copies because they were like half cover price. You know what I mean? See what happens with those. That was my Comics Elite order. All right, now we got something from SCG. SCG, let's see what we got here. That's a lot of Joker Jesus. You need a lot of Joker Jesus in your life, Ed. Punchline #1. Yeah, Punchline #1 is a cool book because it's definitely her first full origin. I think it'll, you know, if the character has legs, I think it'll be a good long-term key to hold. So I especially like sort of the store exclusives on it, and the ooh, I know who this is. You know what SCG is? Southern Comic Geek. And Southern Comic Geek hooked it up with a whole lot of Milestone comic goodness. He gave me all of his copies of Icon and shipped them really fast because I feel like I just bought these like yesterday. So shout out to Southern Comic Geek for hooking it up with the Icon goodness. It's a lot of Icon. Thank you very much, Jason. These look great. All right, next up, we've got from David in Westfield, Mass. That's very close to me, although I'm not in Mass anymore. It's a lot of Icon. Zach needs one of those. Okay, we can work it out. We can work it out. Hit me up in the Instagram direct messages if you guys want to like instant claim any of these things. I've got no problem with that. At a fair market value. Let's see here what we have here. What do we get from Westfield, Mass? Got some shrink wrap. No hollow. Thinking about starting a fire in the backyard for Thanksgiving. Fires are always good for relaxing. Yes, I am a big fan of fires in the backyard. Fire pits are great. We have one in our backyard, as a matter of fact, and we'll definitely be doing that. It's like, especially as it gets colder, it's going to be the only way to get through the winter if you want to have any non-virtual social life. That and outdoor heaters are crucial. All right, let's see here. This one is one of those unconventional packages. I'm not sure exactly how you're supposed to open it, but I think we're gonna be okay. Oh, okay, cool. I love this book. So I'm stocking up heavy on this book, you guys. I think this is a big spec book right now. This is just a freebie. Deathwash 2000, that's a freebie. Thank you very much to the seller. ASM 257, this looks like a nice copy and it's a newsstand. I believe this was a Instagram seller and I grabbed this from him. This is the first, what's the dude's name? Can you guys help me out here? What's the character's name who becomes the Hobgoblin in this? Ned Leeds. Ned Leeds. This is the issue where Ned becomes the Hobgoblin. ASM 257. And if you guys look at social media posts from the guy who plays Ned Leeds in the Spider-Man movies, he's all buff and fit and stuff, and there's a lot of speculation that that is what they are planning to do in the next Spider-Man movie. So I already bought this in a 9.8. I just sort of jumped at it because it's a newsstand copy, looks high grade. So I'm sort of grabbing up those copies wherever I can. But I'm already covered on the 9.8. Super underrated book, in my opinion. It's also the second appearance of Puma. So can't go wrong with that. This one was mail forwarded from my old address, so I wonder how long I've been waiting for whatever's in here. But it says it's from Secret Society in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. That's interesting. Very intriguing. This is a few days worth of mail. Ooh. Oh, man. Yes, sirree, Bob. Welcome back to the collection. I thought maybe you guys could see the back of it, but no, there's a backing board there, so you're just looking at white. But we got a G.I. Joe 21. And that makes sense that it was mail forwarded because I sort of forgot I'd ordered this. And this is a nice copy. I think this looks, 8.0 or better, which is a little bit tough for this book to find in high grade. So this is the nicest copy I've ever had. And I'm looking forward to looking it over, maybe considering grading it. I might keep it in the collection. I'm not sure yet. But that's an exciting one for sure. I've only ever had, I think, one copy of that, and I sold it quite a while ago. All right, guys, one more package to unbox, and this one's the biggest one from Thomas in Maryland. So let's see what we got here, and then we'll wrap it up. Our symbiote book's a hot thing right now. That's kind of a long answer. Do you mean that no hollow seriously, or are you asking like facetiously, like duh, they're hot, or are you really asking? Because in my experience, I mean, it's all relative, in some ways it sort of feels like symbiote's always hot, right? But to answer that, yeah, man, we all played with them as a kid, above a certain age anyway. I certainly did. But like to answer that question seriously, yeah, really asking, yeah, no problem. I mean, like, are they hot? I mean, what do you guys think? I think right now we are experiencing a little bit of symbiote fatigue, just a little bit. My cat's trying to get out. She'll be okay. I think we're experiencing a little bit of symbiote fatigue right now, but it comes in waves. I think that we were in like heavy symbiote fever around the time Donny Cates was around issue 25 of his run, 26, 27. And now I feel like we're all gearing up for King in Black, which is starting to hit in the crossovers, right? And King in Black 1 is about to happen. So to me, it's just a matter of, are we going to get more hype on symbiotes as King in Black comes out, or are we going to be, is it going to be a bit of a letdown? Like, okay, we get it. We're over it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. You guys let me know in the comment section if you think that symbiotes are really hot right now, or you think they're cooling down, whether you think we're on an uptrend or a downtrend. To me, as a seller, I have a bit of symbiote fatigue because it feels like every variant is all symbiote, and people are not paying the same prices for some of those variants now as they were a month or two ago. But you know, if you look at ASM 300, the first full appearance of Venom, that book is setting records, and that doesn't seem like it's slowing down, although I haven't checked prices recently. I personally had a 9.2 in that book, in ASM 300, and I sold it about a month ago for $800, and that was double what I paid for it about 2 months earlier, 2 or 3 months earlier. So on a macro level, symbiotes are very hot, and they're always somewhat hot. I predict a bit of a downturn before we ramp back up towards Venom 2, the movie Venom 2. But you know, it goes in waves a little bit. I think right now it's not like fire hot, but there's always going to be people for whom, you know, Venom is like their favorite character, and all things symbiote are their favorite things. That's not necessarily the case for me, but as a seller, I always have it stocked. I'm always going to have some amount of symbiote stuff stocked because there's always going to be some demand for it. It's just not currently at the height that it was a month or two ago for me in my selling business. Hope that answers your question, Nahalo. You have a few old school symbiote books. I'm wondering if I should bite the bullet and start the process of grading. Well, that's something that hey, speaking of symbiotes, Venom Inc. That is something someone else asked me recently that I'd love to do like a dedicated video about like deciding to get into grading and deciding which books are worth grading and which books, you know, how do you decide? And there's so much to talk about there. I love talking about it, and I would love to, you know, help guide you in that direction if you want to go that way. It's definitely not for everybody. It's just one part of the hobby that I really enjoy. I really enjoy finding those books that I find to be worthy of grading. The first step is really just getting practice in eyeballing your own books and deciding if they are 9/8 potential, if that's the goal that you want to hit. For most modern books, 9/8 is going to be the only grade worth getting them back in from a value perspective. If it's just a book that you love, hey, what's up, ME Comics? If it's just a book that you love, that you want encapsulated in the highest grade it can be in, you don't care if it comes back 9.4, 9.6, no problem. But there is always the option of pre-screening your books with CGC or CBCS if you put together a batch of 25 that you know you want to come back in a certain grade minimum. You can that's what I have been doing recently, is putting together a batch of 25 books that I think all have 9/8 potential, and I want to send them all at the same time and have them come back encapsulated in 9/8 if they reach 9/8, and come back to me raw if they do not. So that is one way to go. But that really only applies to books that either are sure thing 9/8s, in my opinion, or they're only worth getting back to me in a 9/8 grade. Other books, like older books and stuff, you know, you don't need them back in a 9/8. You know, some Silver Age books, you know, an 8.0 would be amazing. You know, 7.0 would be amazing. All depends on the target grade you're going for, and I could just talk forever about that. There's so much to talk about. I recommend, you know, getting familiar with multiple pricing services. I use Go Collect, GPA, and eBay almost interchangeably, and I also use Overstreet Price Guide for some older books. So having a variety of pricing tools helps a lot in terms of evaluating whether you want to grade a given book, and being able to eyeball what grade you think it could achieve, and then lining that up with what value it could potentially be will help inform whether the costs of getting that book to CGC and getting it graded is the right decision for you. And then there's the whole topic of pressing and cleaning and determining whether the flaws on your book are pressable or cleanable. And that's a whole different topic, but that definitely factors in as well. So this is a really cool lot of books for my final package here. To be totally honest, I almost don't remember ordering these. This must have been from a Facebook seller where I was able to combine a lot of different requests and get a bunch of these books for pretty cheap. So here they are without further ado. It's Avengers 257, First Nebula in a newsstand. I believe I got that pretty cheap. It's either an eBay seller or it's got to have been a Facebook seller. Venom Inc. Alpha and Omega. It's a cool set there. Commissioner, I see you, dude. ME says, I definitely don't have a trained eye when it comes to grading. Just takes practice, man. It just takes practice. Look at the Overstreet grading guidelines for, what constitutes different grades. When you're in a modern book category, this is Spawn 9, First Angela. A lot of spec on this character. Definitely a good book to pick up, especially in the newsstand if you can find it. Just like Spawn 1, newsstand is so much more expensive than Spawn 1 Direct. Same deal for Spawn 9. Here, let me get through the mail call and we'll talk a little bit more about grading. New Mutants number 14 in the newsstand. This is the first appearance of Magic. So that's a cool key. I don't love this cover, but I do love that character. So this is definitely a good key. Thank you very much. Go on. Teen Titans 2, First Deathstroke. There he is on the cover, kind of a cameo cover appearance there too. And I love that book. It's in a newsstand and it's pretty nice looking. So pretty psyched to grab that. And then I got the ASM 679-1 Negative Space, John Tyler Christopher. I like that, even though it looks like he's got hairy armpits. I wish he didn't have the hairy armpits, but otherwise, pretty cool cover. And then I got the first Court of Owls, Batman. So that was a nice lot. I was able to pick up a lot of nice kind of minor keys and from the same seller and sort of get a bulk discount. So, that's kind of the game that I'm in personally at this point in my comic career is, if I'm able to find deals from other sellers, I try to grab a bunch of stuff at once in order to, have some stuff that I can resell at a FMV, fair market value, or sometimes I just keep it and sit on it as sort of a personal collection hold. But that was a seller that I was able to get a whole bunch, combined shipping, and then have some more inventory for future auctions. So it's not quite as cost effective as like buying in massive bulk, like buying huge collections like some of these guys do. Most professional sellers are buying huge collections. I haven't yet gotten my hands on a complete collection like that, but I do kind of make it work with just sort of getting good deals where I can find them and holding onto books until they mature in value a little bit. Sometimes helps too. Sometimes a quick flip also works too. But all right, so just to answer that question about grading, or sort of talk about that a little bit more before we wrap things up. So if you're just talking about the 9/8 grading game, or for more modern books, in a way that's a little bit easier. There's a lot less gray area about what is going to get you that 9/8 grade. Then in an older book, it's a little more complicated to grade what's a 6.0 versus a 7.0. When you're looking at that, you might have to really read the fine print, so to speak, in the grading guidelines about like what is permitted for this grade and what's not. You're likely to see more color breaking creases and ticks on a 6.0 than you are a 7.0, and there are certain things that you will never see in a 7.0, but you may see in a 6.0. So you start to learn what's permitted in different grades, and over time, when you get more practice with it, you almost get more of like you'll look at a book and you get an immediate you'll get hit with an immediate impression of this looks like a blank. This looks like a 4. This looks like a 5. It looks like a 6. And you sort of get that immediate hit of what it first strikes you as from experience, from doing it for a while. And then you start to fine tune from there. And it's a bit like a process of elimination, I find, where you're sort of like, well, it's definitely not a 6, but it's definitely not a 4. So it's going to be somewhere in that range, and then it's a matter of narrowing that range of possible grades. And of course, then you're talking about what grade it currently is versus what it could potentially be after you were to get it professionally pressed or cleaned, which is another question altogether. Michael says, realizing 9/8 can have obvious ticks was eye-opening for me, and it was a learning curve to figure out modern standards. Totally, dude. That's a total eye-opener for me too. Let me show you something. 9/8 book, right? This is the one I'm giving away. Well, check it out. Look what you have right in. Let's see if I can find it. Let me point to it here. Can you see that? There's an obvious tick right there in the middle of the spine. And I would never, if I were holding this book raw, thank you, Michael. If I were holding this book raw, I wouldn't send it in as a 9/8 candidate. You know what I mean? If I was looking for a 9/8 and I was holding it raw like this, I'd be like, man, this needs a press. Someone really, and you know, these foil covers, those ticks aren't coming out usually. So I wouldn't have sent this in, but it got a 9/8. And you know why? Because first of all, CGC can be a little bit lenient on some books, as we have learned. But this particular, yeah, and then I see a little bit of wear in the bottom corner here too. It's not the sharpest corner in the world. So what they say about a 9/8 is there's a reason it's not a 10, right? There's a reason it's not a gem mint comic. So you got to look out for those reasons. And you know, if I'm to look really closely at this book, I'm not seeing any other defects on it. So what this grader did was they looked at that, they saw that big spine tick in the middle, and they might have seen that little bottom left corner and slight wear on that left corner and said, that's 2 defects, 9/8. It's possible. But you know, when I first started collecting, I was taught, you know, if there's even one color breaking tick that breaks color, 9/0. You know what I mean? Like, so there's different philosophies on grading. There's a lot of gray areas. Michael says, learning to deal with Newton rings is also eye-opening. Yeah, that Newton rings are sort of a necessary evil, at least when it comes to CGC. I will say that one thing CBCS can offer over CGC, apparently, with their new cases, their new and improved cases, is no Newton rings. It's like a guarantee you're not going to see Newton rings. Newton rings, I don't have an example on hand, but oh, I do have an example. So see this, this is $75, by the way, if anyone wants this new Teen Titans Annual 2 First Vigilante in a 9/6. But you can see here it does have Newton rings. It looks a little bit like an oil slick, and that is just a sort of a flaw in the encapsulation process on the part of CGC that apparently CBCS has worked around with their technology or their process. Nohala says, I've reached the mindset that I need to let my books go to someone who can appreciate them more than I can, if that makes any sense. Interesting. So you mean in terms of reselling, Nohalo, you want to sort of pass them along to a good home? What's up, Tony? How's it going? You missed some raffling. We gave away some books. Right. It's the inner well of the plastic touching the outer plastic, and that's what causes that oil slick look, Michael. Right. And we also did some mail call unboxing, mystery box unboxing. It's over You guys can look back in the replay, check out what you missed if you want, but we're just wrapping it up with a little bit of chatting here. And just a couple other thoughts on that. So yeah, if you're looking for a 9/8, you know, I would just advise you to just be super strict with yourself. Even if you see those two defects, I would maybe opt to maybe only send one in if you only see one defect. You know what I mean? Ideally, you want it to have no defects so that you're covered in case you get a really stingy grader, because you don't want disappointment. But then again, if you're doing a pre-screen, if you're able to put together 25 books of light grade, then you have the consequence of not hitting that 9/8 is not as severe, because you're only hit with a $5 fee to get the book back raw, rather than the $18 or $20 fee of getting it encapsulated. So a few thoughts on that, but yeah, you know, just get practice with looking over your books, and you can always, you know, join a Facebook group or a CGC forum or something like that. Take a bunch of pictures of your book and say like, hey, what grade would you give this, or something, or an Instagram post or whatever. Just get feedback from other people. If you're on the fence about whether to send something in, you can sort of crowdsource. That's a good trick to use sometimes if you're on the fence or you're not sure. But that's good, Nahalo. I mean, that's sort of how I feel too. I have a lot of attachment to certain books sentimentally, because I am a collector also. There's some books I won't touch, but as a seller and as someone that needs to recoup a lot of expenses for, you know, CGC submission fees and just buying a shit ton of books in general, I have to be not too attached to my stuff. And when someone wants something really bad, like last night, Daniel Rodriguez was in the room and he was like, do you have any Jenica? I'm like, yeah, I do have Jenica. I only have one raw copy of her first appearance as a turtle, issue 95, the Eastman cover. And I was like, you know what? He's asking for it. I got to make a little extra money this week. I'm going to put together a nice lot for him. And I grabbed that stuff right out of the PC. And it does give you a little bit of solace to know that it's someone who really wants it. You know, they're requesting it and that they want it for their PC, or maybe just their speculation. Maybe, you know, Daniel will resell it later. That's fine. That's part of the fun of it. You know, you can decide what you want to do with your books. And for me, it's completely linked to, you know, for someone like Bueller, shout out to Comics with Bueller, he would rather like comics not have any monetary value at all. He'd rather all books be just like cover price. You know, for me, the value of it is part of the fun, that I'm acquiring it partly for sentimental reasons, but partly because just like a little kid, I used to look at how much are my books worth now? You know, I'd look in the Wizard price guide. Wow, they're worth this much now. You know, I still have that kind of thrill of watching a book that I bought for this much, you know, then peak in price and I can sell it for double. I love that feeling. So it's part of the fun. No shame with the speculation and flipping game, in my opinion. But if you're just buying it for your own enjoyment, that's great too. Just do what makes you happy in the hobby and make it work for you. Try to make the hobby pay for itself if you can. That's always a good thing. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. It's been almost an hour. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a lot of fun. This is my first StreamYard broadcast. Next time, I'll probably pay for a subscription because I've been enjoying this, and you won't have to see this cheesy little StreamYard thing here. But I do appreciate the technology and the ability to live stream, hopefully on Instagram, but I think you got to figure out a technical workaround for that. We'll see what happens with that. But really appreciate everybody tuning in. And follow me on Instagram at mmcomicauction50. Look for my 3K giveaway post. Tag some friends and get entered in to win this nice gold label book here with the spine tick and all. Win that for free by entering that giveaway on Instagram. And then you can come back over to YouTube and get an additional submission when you join, when you follow me or follow that post as well. Make a comment on that post. So later, Nahalo, later, everybody. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.